Alright, shalom, shalom. Alright, before I get started, I want to give all praise and honor and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Alright, double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, and shalom, wakasala, habakyar, which means peace and mercy to the elect. Throughout the four corners wherever it may be. Alright, I'm the brother Amar from the branch of GMS Cleveland. Come back at you with another video. Alright, Lord willing to be edifying to whomever may be watching. And I want to get into this lesson concerning this topic. Actually, the brother Ash from Tampa, I believe, or Florida. It was Tampa. Jake was talking about it in one of the chats. And it was just a thing that kind of sparked my interest. When you look at like a lot of the reasons why these so-called celebrities is losing weight, brothers are going back and forth about the Ozempic and other things. All right, like you look at Brandy, like a recent picture of Brandy, like Brandy from Moesha, as brothers know, the singer. All right, she looks like she's pretty much about to pass away and give up the ghost. All right, not just her, but other people like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, also aka known as Dwayne Johnson. Other individuals, all right, they're looking like extremely sickly. All right, and a lot of people might blame it on the Ozempic, but it's a strong belief that it might be linked to what you see on the screen. All right, it says Karu. This is brainfacts.org. It says Karu is a rare and fatal brain disorder, and I'm gonna say this: this is a wicked practice, man. If this is the case, but we don't know. It's just speculation. But at the end of the day, Yahweh Shemel Shai has a spirit upon men to tap into these things and to bring it out for edification's sake, and to tap into what's really going on behind the scenes. Right, because a lot of the things that we see on TV, it ain't what we think, man. It's a lot of darkness, a lot of wickedness that goes on behind the scenes. Anyway, it says Karu is a rare and fatal brain disorder that occurred, it says, at epidemic levels during the 1950s through 60s. It says among the 4 people in the highlands of Nugana. It says the disease was the result of the practice of ritual cannibalism. I repeat, the disease was the result of the practice of ritual cannibalism among the 4. It says in which relatives prepared and consumed the tissues, including brain of deceased family members. Brain tissue from individuals with Karu was highly infectious, and the disease was transmitted either through eating or by contact with other sores or wounds. It says government discouragement of the practice of cannibalism led to a continuing decline in the disease. It says which has now mostly disappeared. Karu belongs to a class of infectious diseases called transmittable spongiform, whatever that word is. It says TSEs, also known as prion diseases. All right. It says the hallmark of the TSE disease is a mishapen protein molecule that clump together and accumulate in brain and tissues. All right, so that's pretty much the point I wanted to bring out. I just want to get these scriptures now. All right, now that we got that out the way. All right, because like I said, when you look at pictures of these celebrities, man, you seeing that they're sick and nigh unto death, man. Look, it ain't what we think, man. A lot of this goes back to these rituals that one of the rituals I just read about. And some of these rituals stem back even further, all right? When you read, look at this, man. And this is a scripture that we often get. Let's see. This is Wisdom of Solomon 12:4. It says, I'll start from 3. It says, for it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land. The old inhabitants of thy holy land, when you go back to it, the history, all right, we was supposed to, which we took the land of Canaan, all right, which is the Holy Land, all right, from those Hamitic tribes, all right, mainly the Canaanites, all right, and they were doing a lot of wicked practices, some which we know about, some which we don't. But verse 4 is going to go into it. It says, "Whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices," man. So we do know, according to the scriptures, that they were doing wicked and abominable, detestable, hated things according to the scriptures. All right, concerning just different matters, man, like sacrificing humans, sacrificing children, babies. All right, doing specific witchcrafts that enhances their so-called dark magic. All right, all these things are recorded. All right, and what you see now is nothing different, man. Even the things that I'm reading about. All right, which, like I said, the brothers are talking about in one of the chats. You know what I mean, about the Ozempic, which Ozempic is, it's something. It's a certain medication or pill or shot that these people taking to get skinny. But on the flip side of that, a lot of them, the news reports are not telling us that they're actually eating, flesh, human flesh. All right, and this is an old wicked practice that goes back literally thousands and thousands of years, man. All right, and these people still do that to this day, man. And this is another reason why we calling for the end of this wicked current kingdom. All right, just Google pictures of The Rock then and now, or Dwayne Johnson then and now. Google pictures of Brandy then and now. Google other pictures of these celebrities then and now. You'll see, how they're looking. So this verse 5, and says, "Also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and the feasts of blood." Man, see that? They devourers of man's flesh, man. These people, man, they don't have no regard for Yahweh Shem Shai. They don't have no regard for life. They don't have no regard for morale, all right, righteousness. So you best believe they're going to do whatever their hearts desire. They're going to do whatever it is they want to do, all right? It says, "With their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew and the parents," it says, "they killed with their own hands souls that's to the help," man. And this is where we at right now. We just pretty much dealing with individuals that have no regard for Yahweh Shem Shai. They have no regard for life in general. And just like I said, just completely doing whatever the hell they want to do. All right? And the Lord sees all, knows all, man. All right? Oh, excuse me. I'm going to probably end it on this, man. Amos 9:8. It says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord." And we already know this is primarily talking about Jacob, first and foremost, but you also can equate this to this wicked kingdom that we are currently under. The eyes of the Lord, which are the angels, all right, they're reporting back to Yahweh Shem Shai, all right, of the things that is happening on this earth, man. All right, so that's why his eyes are upon the sinful kingdom. Like I said, first and foremost being Jake, all right, because that's the focal point, and then secondarily being what this wicked kingdom that we're currently under. All right, the Lord sees all and knows all, and eventually He will put a stop to what's happening, man. All right, that's just the beginning of, what it is that we're going into, man. There's a lot more wickedness that happens, but then meanwhile you have people saying, "God bless America," man. Get the hell out of here, man. Shalom, man.